Hello friends, welcome to SQL Server tutorial. In this sub-series, we are going to see how to create a table and manage the table. So to create the table, we need to know about the data types. So in this video, we will concentrate on data types used in SQL Server, and the learning of these data types will be useful when creating the table. Here, if you see, the data types are involved when defining the column for the table. So, creating table involves defining columns. Defining column involves knowing the data type. So, in column, we will actually store the data. And when we are storing the data, we need to know what data type the data belongs to. So while defining the column, we need to specify the data type that belongs to that column. So let's see frequently used data types. To store numbers, you can use big int. Big int reserves 8 bytes. Or you can use integer data type. Integer data type occupies 4 bytes. Or you can define a small int that occupies 2 bytes, or tiny int, so that will occupy only 1 byte. So if you know that your column stores integer and that integer value is less than 100, so tiny int store more than 100, but say for example, if the column can have a value between 1 to 100, then the choice will be tiny int. So there it's not good idea to choose big int type. One can also use money or small money to store currency values. So these two data types are specially for storing the currency values. So as already told, money, small money. We can also store decimal values. So for that, it's good to use the data type as a decimal. So the decimal data type is usually specified as decimal of 5,2. Say here in this example, 5 means 5 digits before the decimal point. Before the decimal point, 5 digit, and 2 digit after decimal point. So this is how you can specify 5,2. So 5 digit for whole number part and 2 for the decimal part. So to define string column, you can use char. Char of n means it stores string and size is fixed. Say for example here n, if you specify char of 4, then 4 character is fixed. Even if you store 2, then so this is fixed size, and if you see, if you are not using these 2 spaces, it will still be reserved for later update. Suppose if you update to have 3 digit, then this reserved space will be used. So char of n always reserves the claimed space. Here 4 means it will reserve 4 slot. So varchar stands for variable character. Here let's state you specify same 4 and you store only 2 character, then it will release those 2 spaces so that it will be available. So on the fly it will reserve the space, and maximum space that can be reserved is 4 slots. So that's what varchar n stands for. So 4 means here if you specify varchar of 4 slot will be reserved. If you specify varchar of 15, then 15 slot will be reserved, and if you store only 10 digit, the 5 will be released. So for example, varchar 20 stores up to 20 characters. If string is only 5 char, space for 15 slot is not allocated. So this is just a claim. You say varchar of 20 and you use only 5 space. That means 15 will not be allocated and they will be released. But if you specify char of 20, all 20 slot will be reserved. Even if you store 5, the 15 will be claimed for that specific column. Alright, nchar, nvarchar. So that's for Unicode version. Alright, char fixed. Nchar means it can store any character. So Unicode version in the sense, say for example, if you want to store some Korean character, then you can use nchar. So nchar takes more space compared to char, because char is ASCII format and here you can store any Unicode character. Binary n and var binary n to store binary data. So here in the data type you see there is a specification of varchar, var binary, right? So that means the data type here states that it is variable in nature. Even though you specify varchar of 20, if you use only 10 character, then 10 will be released. Similarly for binary as well, where binary of 1000, and if you use only 700, then 300 slot will be released for other remaining space will be released and it is available for other storage. So to store date, you can use the date type, and if you want to store both date and time, you can use date and time. So that's all here on the data types. There are more data types available. You can refer MSDN, but for proceeding with this tutorial, these data types are sufficient for us. That's all here in this video. There is no demo in here. Thank you for watching. Bye.